This is no hoax. This is no joke. My name is Donald Marshall. I have been cloned by a large, secretive cult known as the Freemasons and the Vril Society and Scientologists, together called the Illuminati. These were the first words posted online by Donald Marshall, a self-proclaimed Illuminati insider who wants to blow the lid on a worldwide conspiracy. Welcome to the WEIRDNET. I first came across Donald Marshall in 2015 on his old Pro Board forums, but I can't recall exactly how. I love conspiracies and all that sort of stuff, so it might have been somewhere like Godlike Productions or Above Top Secret or something. Just to be clear here, I love conspiracies in the sense that I love reading about them or watching stuff about them, but the only tinfoil in my house is used for cooking, or in one case, wrapping paper. But anyway, while I do keep my mind open, I only do so enough that my brains don't fall out. Anyway, stay tuned till the end of the video for some exclusive free downloadable content from the WEIRDNET since you've been kind enough to take the time to watch my video. But back to Donald. On the 2nd of December 2011, a Facebook post was made by a guy called Donald Marshall who claimed to be an ex-member of the Illuminati and to have knowledge of a secret cloning project involving everyone from Beyonce to the Queen of England. According to Don, he and others have been cloned. Their duplicates are being kept in deep underground cloning centres where they're used and abused by celebrities, business people and all manner of high-ranking officials and royalty. From one-on-one fights to the death, to being cannibalised, to horrendous sexual abuse, these clones are at the mercy of the Illuminati who, after they kill them for sport or purely for pleasure, have the power to simply grow another one to use in their games the next time. As well as being objects of entertainment, these clones are also kept so that their organs can be harvested and sold off to the elite, funding the further expansion of the New World Order. When the victim of the cloning falls into the REM stage of sleep, their consciousness is transferred to the clone. The clone then awakens and the person experiences their torture as if they were actually there. And why don't they remember, I hear you ask? Their memories are suppressed before they are returned to their everyday lives, blissfully unaware of what their clone self has been put through while they slept. Those who do remember what happened generally end up in mental institutions, labelled as insane to protect the Illuminati, or they're assassinated. Donald states that stories of abductions by aliens are usually only experiences of awakening in their clone bodies when they enter REM sleep. The archetypal greys, though, who are apparently originated from the Reptilian constellation, just so you know, actually have an underground base in Dulce, New Mexico, a well-known conspiracy hotspot, and they've been here on Earth for over 500,000 years, apparently. The perpetrators of these crimes, according to Don, are sadistic reptilian shapeshifters known as the Vril. Terrifying-looking monsters who, he says, manifest physically mainly as the British royal family, although other important figures are involved, such as Vladimir Putin and Barack Obama, as well as celebrities ranging from the apparently unwilling Bernie Mac, who Don says was ultimately murdered for his rebellion, to Britney Spears, who herself was actually cloned in exchange for fame and fortune. The Vril, he says, are so powerful that even people such as David Icke and Alex Jones are involved in this. Their tales of conspiracy and intrigue are merely distractions they're permitted to talk about by the Illuminati themselves, hiding the truth with a capital T. Fortunately for Donald and the rest of the world, he woke up from his programming and remembered his experiences as a clone. To this day, he claims he's still being kidnapped in dreams and transported to the cloning centre to be repeatedly beaten, murdered, forced to perform for his captors, but he's chosen to risk his life and expose their fiendish plans. He says he was offered a life of luxury, cloned beauties and all sorts of wonderful things, but he, in Messiah-like fashion, denied it all, tried to poke out the eyes of his reptilian masters and bravely ran to the internet after 30 years of abuse to spread the word. Or at least that's what I'd have you believe. Donald is, as of 2017, a 40-year-old American man who claims to be an ex-Illuminati insider, bravely exposing the truth behind a vast, deep conspiracy. Now, I prefer to leave it to each person to decide for themselves whether they believe Donald Marshall or not, so I'll just tell you what he has verifiably said and clarify when I'm adding my own opinion. At the age of 5, Donald says he was first cloned by the Illuminati, due to being born into a family who are largely Freemasons and Illuminati themselves, by the way. At an early stage, his musical abilities were noticed, and as the Vril of music, he claims to have gained favour within the cloning centres, and eventually became something of a celebrity within the other clones. Due to his talents, he claims that he was forced to write songs for the celebrities who frequent the centres and include everyone from Pitbull to Barbara Streisand. Some of the biggest hits of the last 20 years, according to Donald, were written by him, and he's also written more hit songs than anyone else ever. I'll look more deeply into the Donald Marshall songbook shortly, but let's go back to some of the stuff he says about himself. Since he was so intimately connected to the musical world and an apparently very talented and productive creator, he was also involved in the production of many videos like Britney Spears' Break the Ice, and even appeared on the cover of Megadeth's 1999 album, The World Needs a Hero, as his own bruised and bloodied clone. Due to his knowledge of the ins and outs of the Illuminati and their symbolism, he and his fans, who we'll come to later, go to great lengths to extract any and all examples of potentially cloning or Illuminati-related images, songs, lyrics, books, and anything else you can think of. Seriously, if you can think of it, chances are the Vril, if Donald is to be believed, have embedded some sort of symbols in there. That is how powerful these reptilian monsters are. Donald lists dozens, if not hundreds, of individuals involved in these cloning centres, all of whom are powerful, famous, and under the control of the Vril, typically in exchange for material wealth or some form of occult power. Oh, and the Vril are all black magicians too, of course. His narrative effectively ties in pretty much every single conspiracy cliché and theory you can imagine, all of which are tied to cloning and the Vril. So really, it'd take hours to go through everything he said online and in interviews. As you can probably tell by now, I'm somewhat disbelieving, shall we say, of our Donald and his tales of cloned gladiatorial battles, and musical artistry, and reptilian overlords. So, well, I've got no doubt that a lot of stuff goes on behind the scenes that we don't and probably never will know about. Donald Marshall's story is, in my opinion, just too far-fetched and inconsistent to hold water. Again, I encourage you all to form your own opinions on the subject and everything else for that matter. So the information I'm providing here can be verified in the links of sources that I'll provide in the free download linked below. As I've mentioned, Donald claims to have written songs for some of the biggest recording artists in the world. Here's a quick list of some of the tracks that Donny Boy claims to have written, as well as some of his comments about them. Donald claims that he wrote this song as a kid, and that it's all about REM-driven cloning. I'm sure Nancy and Anne were only too happy to rake in the royalties and party their noses right off their faces, while poor old Don got a kicking from Bill Clinton for his troubles. Apparently Dexter from The Offspring is a regular at the cloning centres, and Don's written a few songs for them, as well as having been represented on the front of their 2008 Rise and Fall Rage and Grace album. Don says that he told B to wear the gauntlet she wears in the video too, and that she secretly waves to him at the end of the video. Apparently Beyonce's a really nasty piece of work at the cloning centres, so... According to Donald, the Vril demanded that he put the word Yahweh in this song, except it couldn't be in a human voice, so he uses a robotic one that loops through the song. Apparently it's all about shutting down the cloning centres, even though the Vril made him write it or release it or something. I have no idea. Here, Donald expresses his own plight in the cloning centres through the golden tones and monstrous riffs of Big James Hetfield and co. Hey, maybe he's the reason their sound changed so much for the Black Album. Hang on. If he's responsible for the post-Load era and Saint Anger, the problem's even worse than we thought. Donald also says that these songs, rather than being physically written on instruments, are extracted from his mind by the Vril through their advanced technology. They're then given to artists who've sold their souls to the Illuminati for fame, while Don, yet again, just gets a scheme booting for his efforts. Apparently the Vril are very ungrateful. Other songs Donald claims to have written or co-written include Duck Soup by Barbra Streisand, Somebody That I Used to Know by GAB.AI, Happiness and Slavery by 9 Inch Nails, Silent Lucidity from Queensryche, and Drain You from Nirvana. In fact, he claims that he actually is Nirvana, and that Kurt Cobain only actually wrote one song, Curmudgeon. On the plus side, at least we know Kurt wasn't involved, so you can rest easy. All of his songs apparently contain hidden messages as the brave Don attempts to expose the Illuminati and their fiendish games. To reiterate, you're free to verify these claims for yourself in the links supplied. I'm genuinely not making any of this up. These are direct claims from the man himself. So as you can see, Donald Marshall's a busy guy and gladly provides plenty of details of his works and experiences in these cloning centres. But does anybody else believe him? Yes. Disappointingly, yes. Don developed a small but loyal fan base, some of which have stuck with him since the early days, while others have disavowed him entirely. He seems like a rather polarising character in his interactions, occasionally turning on his fans and blocking them from his group on Facebook if they question him. His main ally since the start appears to be a lady called Celine, who has helped maintain his website and forums. She seems to be devoted to his cause and believes every word he says, quick to jump to his defence and block dissenters from the forums. Some of the other folks in his early forum demonstrated how easy it can be to find evidence to fit your theory, however outlandish, in my opinion, it seems, with enough belief and a complete disregard for logic or common sense, of course. Others, like a guy going by the name of Astral Light, even fed into the entire reality tunnel by creating his own blog about cloning and the experiences he, like Donald, claimed to have suffered at the hands of the Vril. His own material is equally broad and possibly even less coherent. Like I said, the theories involved in this story are so broad that they encompass multiple conspiracies. If you follow him on social media, he's always either on the verge of defeating the Illuminati or he's cooking and posting the pictures on Twitter, because he's got a Twitter, obviously. I mean, but self-respecting Illuminati, well, ex-Illuminati member wouldn't. He even has his, and I use the word loosely here, celebrity supporters, such as the Flat Earther, B.O.B., and the very, very talented, what is she? Reality TV star? Tila Tequila. If you don't know who she is and want to see a complete car crash of a human being, just Google her. She, just like Donald, appears in desperate need of psychiatric help, and I really do hope she gets it before it's too late for her. Anyway, both of them have been very vocal about their support for Donald Marshall and the whole idea of cloning centres on their social media. Tila even claimed that she was a clone too, while B.O.B. stated that Donald should be president of the USA. Sadly, neither of them are joking or even just trolling, although, to be fair, Tila Tequila has tried everything from supporting actual Nazis, seriously, to claiming she has multiple personalities in their efforts to get famous. And B.O.B., he's hardly a known critical thinker, is he? In other words, and no offence to the people on the forums or anything, but his fan base is typically the fringe conspiracy crowd. He's actually gained quite a bit of attention though. I mean, you do a YouTube search of his name, brings up about 300,000 results. And from well-known channels like Project Avalon to more obscure fringe podcasts, there are hours and hours of footage of Donald discussing this stuff in detail. The guy truly believes what he's saying, as do his fans and his followers, but let's just take a step back and look at the facts here, as well as a few pieces of information from those who know Donald Marshall in real life, and from the man himself. Donald claims that his family are pretty much all connected to the Illuminati in some way or another. He's claimed that they too participated in his torture, and that he doesn't speak to them anymore for obvious reasons. The problem with that is that his sister-in-law, a lady called Joy Geyser or Geezer, posted pictures of him online with them at Christmas at a time when he claimed to be estranged from them. She later removed all of her social media shortly after people made the connection between her and Donald and started harassing her, but her posts on forums dismissing her brother's claims can still be found. She also stated that he's actually a diagnosed paranoid schizophrenic, which, while entirely plausible given his wild narratives, his disjointed writing style and complete belief in what he's saying, remains unproven. That said, Donald himself claims that psychiatrists attempted to diagnose him, but he says they were actually shills trying to set him up so that he would stop talking about the cloning centres in the Vril. From that, we can at least triangulate and safely assume that he's been referred for psychiatric analysis of some sort. But whether he's been diagnosed or is receiving treatment is something I can only speculate on based on the evidence available. There's a rather interesting site called reversespeech.com where they've done an analysis of his actual use of language. They go through chunks of audio pointing out inconsistencies and evidence of a very troubled guy who completely believes his own delusions. They conclude that Donald Marshall is simply seeking notoriety and that his entire story is bogus. I'll provide a link to the site in the download accompanying this video so that you can see that for yourselves. If the guy is mentally ill, then that's a real shame. He should be accepting the advice and assistance of the professionals that he's spoken to. More tragic is the fact that so many people, even low-level celebrities, are willing to fuel his delusions and effectively make him more sick, which I consider to be pretty inhumane and cruel. The guy should be getting treatment, as this psychosis genuinely does seem to interfere with his ability to live a normal life. That sort of delusion seems fairly typical of paranoid schizophrenia and appears related to a delusion of reference, but the plot thickens a wee bit further when we look. Vinny's show mainly focused on conspiracy theories and other related areas. It was actually pretty good and he was a really nice guy. Anyway, he had Donald on his show in 2013 where Don gave his usual story about cloning, abuse and his various narcissistic claims, and all seemed to go well. Later though, there was some sort of disagreement between them due to Donald thinking that Vinny just wasn't pushing his story enough or publicising them on his show more often. As it transpired, Vinny later published the conversation they had via Facebook, where Donald effectively admitted to being a scammer, trying to push a conspiracy, get famous and make money. Sadly, those posts appear to have since been removed, but they might be available in an archived version of the Facebook page. They were posted publicly on Facebook, and references to them can still be found. So whether Donald is genuinely mentally ill or simply an opportunistic scammer remains uncertain, but to be honest, I suspect it's a combination of both. Obviously, the claims to writing more hit songs than anybody else in history are complete nonsense, as is his claim to appearing on the cover of the Megadeth album, which is apparently Dave Mustaine himself. Presumably, Dave goes to the cloning centres too, though, obviously. Just to put Donald Marshall's standing in the conspiracy community into perspective here, even the people in David Icke's forum don't believe him. Somebody on Reddit's r/conspiracy actually said he's the sort of guy who makes other real conspiracy researchers look bad, and I agree completely. People like Donald damage the work that people who do investigate legitimate conspiracies, JFK being a relevant and recent example, by spouting these hyperbolic rants about their own psychosis, which is a shame because, as I said, there's stuff going on that we're kept in the dark about for various reasons. In my opinion, it's fairly clear that Donald Marshall is at best mentally ill and at worst some sort of sociopathic scammer. Even keeping my mind as open as possible, there's just way too many inconsistencies and gaps in his story, not to mention the blatantly false claims and the lack of any support and evidence. Unless you're a Donald fan or just believe everything you read without question, he's just another unbalanced, potential fraudster with a super elaborate, if clumsy and inelegant narrative. The websites, blogs and videos relating to Donald Marshall are prime examples of the sort of stuff that I consider WEIRDNET material. I just find people like Donald fascinating as examples of human psychology and the power of belief. The way these mini cults develop is genuinely interesting, and they can often go off on some very strange tangents. So we'll dip back into this area of the WEIRDNET again soon. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe or share if you know someone who'd be interested in finding out more about this subject. Come and join me on social media. Let me know what you think of the first video and leave me a comment if you have anything you'd like to see me cover on the WEIRDNET. Take care of yourselves and stay weird. Since you've been kind enough to watch this video at the very end, I thought I would throw in a wee bit extra as a thank you. In this one, you'll find the transcript, a reading of the short creepypasta Glitch by Rad from the Creepypasta Wikia page in a high quality MP3 format, and an exclusive creepy and weird audio track from the WEIRDNET Walkman, my musical playlist idea to go along with the channel. I'll also have links included to the sources I used in writing this, as well as links to any third-party content used in the video. If I've mislabeled or misidentified the creator of the image, video or audio, please get in touch and I will sort it out for you immediately. I'm going to try and create one of these download packs for each main weekly video, so stay tuned for more in the future, and I hope you enjoy the additional content. I really hope you enjoyed the video and enjoy the bonus content. Thank you so much once again for staying till the end, and I hope to hear from you soon.